What is my name? Oh, oh, I don't want to put my name. I don't want to put my name on here. um. Okay, okay. Well, Shine, what do you think my name should be? Cause I don't want to put my name in here. Nope, I'm good. Let's see. Guess I'll put my name. I don't want to. I really don't want to. But I guess I am. Okay. I had to like literally double check on this one, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, let's go and get started. Oh, that looks yummy. Man, this game is gonna make me hungry. I'm already hungry. Is it loading? Okay, there we go. Hey, my sound is going all weird. Wonk. One sec. Okay, that sounds much better. Okay. What's this? Resume load settings auto screen. Is there not a save button? Maybe it's auto save. Okay. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts warm glow through the window of your modest seated apartment. The road is peaceful and serene. This game is loud. Okay, okay, because you can't hear me talk. Okay, I think that's a little better. You can stay in the moment forever. Is that really a rooster? Why does it keep looping? Is it broken? Or you wake up now. 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 The first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack that clock. Oh, it's an alarm clock. Okay. Throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever. Look at the first one. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. Do the top one. I'd better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth equals brushed, hair equals combed. Did it really have to put an equal sign that? Okay. Pits. Pits? Okay. Equals deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit. Why do you have a biscuit? Strut out the door and head off to class. That's not healthy. That's just carbs. Just what you need to get your blood flowing. I don't think so. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. That really does look like a nice academy, actually. Here comes your lifelong best friend, forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met. You absolutely love her for it. Good morning. Should I really say my name in third person? Good morning, Drenadia. Okay. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of your lives? Actually, I'm, because I sure am excited. Hello, nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What's the... It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam, raised by master chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies, playing together, and he rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But the University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semesters. I was afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped to practicing on a mannequin. Wow, that's a bit extreme. Man, should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? We'll go top one. Remember last month when we saw that fortune teller and our tarot card reads? Our tarot cards read, the lady with the mask who gave me nightmares. I've been trying to forget. I know she looks spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower, and that other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time, we'll be graduating, and you'll be delighting the world with our heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. If not, at least I have these killer pains. Can you believe I cut them myself? You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks their books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey, it's, what? Ashley? I think that's how you said. Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Man, she looks like she has a sassy temper. Hey, Ashley. I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Janadia's shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins. Can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that she is actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. So wait, so does that mean I could just say Ashley? Because that's sort of better for me. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's. I'm gonna say Ashley because it sounds like Ashley. I don't know. It sounds really foreign. Best friend Von the man has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Oh my god. Please don't cheat name. Van. You rang? Oh god. Okay. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van has been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, would ever allow people like you to attend as students. Bro, that Cooking School Academy for Learning is such a mouthful, and do I have to say that every single time? Jeez. I know, right? You'd think they just hand us our diploma now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. The first day of school about to start. There's just no time to properly tell those two off. So, you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psst. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsies! I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you. My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Drenadia. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? I just like the fact that a ghost just pops out of his mouth. Nope. And with that, a young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me? Or is he kinda cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room. This looks like a stereotypical room actually. Unsure where to sit, other students wander in and keep themselves busy, chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at a podium at the front of class. Adorable. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Bro, I was just complaining about the long name, but this is worse. I feel like that's worse. I'd rather say the entire long name besides these acronyms. Okay. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. Oh my god. Thank you for the hydrate. What? A cute dog is a professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. Ooh. Oh, you're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. You knew anyone could be so handsome. Time stands still. It's him. If it isn't my favorite student, Horrorland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walked down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone's looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be sweaty sweats a lot. Maybe we should open the window back up before faucet pits melt into a puddle and evaporate entirely. Hold on, just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. What is it with all your weird insults? Besides, when Drenadia sweet talks, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. It's a good thing you didn't forget about the deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges awaits you. There will be tears, there will be blood, Wait, why would they be bullied? Okay. There will be even really adorable tiny food. You really need to add that part, okay? When all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom. Wait, why is there an E? Broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. Hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss quiet. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue. You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in the school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. He turned to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. What? What am I looking at? How is this a cook? Whir. Class burst into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal! Sprinkles walks in the classroom, as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your tide is lacking. Your diet is lacking, based on what I'm picking up here. You definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. But what kind? We're going with the chicken snack, why not? You reach beneath your apron. I'm gonna choose the chicken one. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes goes wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, I think there might be some competition for new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously. You pay them no mind to them. They wanted to succeed in life. They should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. I know, that is disgusting. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seat and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, try Nadia. There's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me. If you're interested, two good options, but which will you choose? I could choose by Colonel Sanders, or I could choose with my best friend. Oh. We're going with my best friend. Because why not? You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. There's my auto mod working. Flirt or bros before hoes. I chose to flirt, I guess. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders. He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. I'd never sacrifice our friendship, because besides, I'm sure, I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say. But now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz. What? We just started class. What? Yay, a quiz about me. I don't think so. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell you if you're ready for a life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Wait, what? Wait, if train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, but that's completely... Bro, these are 2 separate issues though. It's extremely important. That's right. I know it's very important because I worked in a restaurant, not a restaurant, a fast food. So yeah, I definitely had to learn how to do food safety. That's right. Forest is to a tree as chicken is to... Oh, I worked at Subway, and so yep. It was about 2 years, and eventually I got into a lead position. yeah. When I started out, it was a food handler thingy, and after that, I had to go and work on my food manager certification. And it's actually so valid, but damn, it's sandwiches. It was alright though. It was alright. Yeah. But then later on, I was like, it was not that great paying job. I'm gonna tell you that. It was not great paying job. It was a great job to start with, but I moved on. So yeah. You want me to do slam dunk? That's wrong. Oh no, it's wrong. What is most What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? It was a comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, a spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? An eating as long as prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat, a pancake that looks a little like a silly face. That's right. I'm gonna do the top one. A Sprinkle's a good boy. He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy. That's right. Oh, I got a score of 4 out of 5. Pancakes? I mean, I think pancakes are alright, but if I had to have pancakes, I had to go heavy on the syrup and butter. Only one wrong. Not too shabby. You might just do alright, kid. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He nods with approval. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch. Wait, what? Bro, it's like time zoomed. What the heck? Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. Yep, 80%. That's right. Yeah, 20% per one. Yeah. So, yay. I mean that's a passing score in whatever school you're in, I guess. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No? Just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, were you expelled? I don't understand. Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, it's about lunch. Everyone cheers. What? Shh. Lunch. She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a huge or large bucket above his head. Its content glimmers in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. I know, the oil definitely looks like the oil, it definitely sparkles. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. But my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe? Dude, pshaw, nah, my dude, nah. I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him? He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what singer Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see, her body language changed from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness, and fame with cooking skills like this, she wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, if you don't want any, I'll take this. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. I don't know, but I hope you're enjoying my embarrassment. Oh my god. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of the fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Um, Swim towards the light. I feel like I'm gonna die if I do that. We do the middle one. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Along with flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Dang, that sounded so freaking weird. Colonel Sanders smiled ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wonder if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? Oh no, why is he sweating? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep it a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? If you got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders look both ways. Make sure you're truly alone. And then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use... It looks like it's uncensored. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Wow, you never guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you get some if you search. I know, it's been censored. I don't know why it's been censored, but it's not telling us. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. It's like I'm trying to like get the perfect sound balance, and yet, okay, I think that's a little better. Sometimes I look to come outside and look at the school buildings. Sounds okay? Okay. It looks like it's too loud on my side. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure out now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest, but thoughtful. Well, wait, why are the hearts coming out of him? Okay, well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoy your food. Now you got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, said Nadia. I'm sure you'd be a big success. I know, we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena, where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff? What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with their signature. Adorable, tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. This makes me think of a Shokugeki, this big, not Shokugeki, this Food Wars, basically. Try and get the Japanese name. I butchered that thing. Anyway, for today's lessons, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Oh, Shokugeki. Okay, got it. Yeah, that one. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? Shobu da? What? What's Shobuda? I don't know. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this as a team of two? That is me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner. Oh, battle time. Okay. Yep, it is definitely battle time. Oh, sure, Tread Naughty. I'll prepare our station. Oh no, Miriam's crying. Don't make Miriam cry. I guess it's bros for our hoes. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, beep, boop, bzzz. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you had to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Yep, I didn't even get a choice. I didn't even get a choice. It's like the game chose for me. Yep. We're gonna choose Clank. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay. I already ate. It's not entirely clear Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warb, warb, warb. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzzt. Tissue? I hardly know you. I think that's okay. I don't know why she laughed, but okay. Clank judders and a panel shake loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Yeah, that robot was definitely flirting. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. Wait, is it really? Huh, okay. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy, you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus would blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I think we're gonna go with the mashed potatoes and gravy. That sounds good. Oh, he's happy. He's definitely happy. Have always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm and inviting. It's comforting. Oh yeah, that's definitely a classic. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy. I could imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders, this guy's a coy. Look at causing her whole face to go beet red. Oh, damn, I missed that. I clicked it without finishing reading. Okay, I'll go get the potatoes. I'm guessing it was like I'm embarrassed or something. So, no, please let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does anyone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business. You better keep your fingers off of my man. Did someone call for me? No. Jeez, Van. While I'm over here crushing Dreadnoughtia's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. I know, drama just like happened like real quick. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van. Are you working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Dreadnoughtia was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fans. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. Definitely, that was definitely shots fired. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. I know, yeah, she definitely did call us a thing. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need. Turn to Miriam, your forever bestie, who always has your back. We're gonna go with Colonel Sanders. I'm here to learn to express myself via my cuisine. not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of a class. So, let's all respect the format, okay? He turned to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements. From contracts to handshakes, I took on Nadia as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Nadia's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leave you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles with hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn, those cute corgis in their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station, realize that attention moment. Your hands have been cooking on autopilot. I know, look at him. Definitely supporting me. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes in a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Ooh, that looks delicious. Damn. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look so spectacular. Granny will be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds the spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork. And for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. You love something. Set it free. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Von, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Von tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? I know. We were like, we're gonna take this. We just smacked her with food. Bro, we're not like middle schoolers. Hold on right there. Nadia, we do not waste food in the room cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I have potatoes face? Oh, can I has potatoes face? Bro, that is not English. Okay. Von rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. What the heck? Oh my god. He has a freaking axe? Bro, I'd be scared of him. Jeez. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Pathetic. In just a few moments, I prepare a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty. Braised tentacles of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look down with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Von and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him. Bro, he turned into a ghost. What the heck? Oh my god. Everyone, step back. Don't take another bite! When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment. Then, it's almost immediately back to its obvious self. Oopsie! Tastes like poison. Oh my god, why'd you eat it? Dude. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are motionless as statues. The class bell rings. I have no idea what's going on. Disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? Oh, hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all this nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry I had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today, before you go on, I want you to know, they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders. Yes, Dreadnoughtia. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working toward that dream. I know, it was like right now he literally interrupted, bro. Day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, with that our souls may grant them like wishes, floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you, shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are you forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me! I am the hero. Oh god, what is that? The spork monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster. See? Is he's rhyming on Okay, that I can't English with that. Okay, on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? I'm lost too. I'm really lost. But before we can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. Bro, what? What? What will you do? Bro, did it just turn into an RPG game? Okay. We're gonna attack. We decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. We're gonna try defending this time. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? I know that's definitely too little damage. We're gonna use trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? We're gonna go with Glove again. Does 1 damage. Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble. They go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utility Tensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. What is with this with such a little damage I'm seeing, bro? If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle, bro. How much health do we have? What? We only did like what 3 damage? Okay, we're like weak. Spork Monster's oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Hot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Pot pie. I know. Forget mercy. Finish him. Spare this wretched beast. We're gonna do the bottom one. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Bro, that person tried to kill you or something. I don't know. Why are you giving pity to him? Be gone, beast. And don't you dare come back for a follow-up account tomorrow. I won't forget this. And I certainly won't be back, like you said. The Spork Monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Burko. Burko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down for your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home in your tired state. You don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. That Whoa, what? What's going on? You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with her bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, um, like Clank. Like him? Like, like, like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class. He's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. What? How does that work? And was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. Oh, and was also the convertible. Okay, so he took a convertible. Just how rich is he? I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooking, a cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if he took it slow with this new boy, like him with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure he did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's lying to me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that a secret ingredient is there. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from some super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me, as though I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. It was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking. So, we stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'll be of much use to anyone. Cough, Fibber, cough. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? We'll tell her. Okay, I'll tell you. But it has to stay secret. Miriam nods furiously. He told me that he uses... Why is it so censored, bruh? Never would have guessed that, would you? Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you satisfied her curiosity, and that she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. But before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Run to him. You decide the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely, he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and you'll ride away together. That will show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprise the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Ooh, Nadia, I'm here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I've been trapped in the realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times, and that name is... But before he can continue, you suddenly wake up. Ah, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He rouses you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Lean in for a kiss? We're gonna go for the top one. I think it's too soon to go right into it yet. We'll compliment the craftsmanship of his horse's shoes. Maybe you shouldn't be riding a horse to school. And maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. But one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I can really feel how smooth and sturdy they are when they are pressing into my face. Oh my god. What? Okay. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your 2 rivals. Ashley and Von are doing something bad. By the way you're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad. Experimenting with restricted ingredients bad. Summoning a demon bad. You try to get a peek over Bon's hulking shoulders, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature. Act like you're not interested in them, but really try and get a closer look. You sit near the rivals. But leave your back turned to them. You even hear Von mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules. Not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. Panache? Am I saying that right? And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Bon Bon, who hides a book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing, hee 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 hee. Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls over Bon Bon's meaty foot. Watch it, you bucket of boats. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzzzt. Whoomp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language. Not even from a stand mixer. Whoomp. Whoomp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Roar. Bzzzt. Von Von jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Von Von, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely, you must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena, at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with a business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrived to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. Well, he is a dog, so I mean, this wouldn't make sense. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's a scent you left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy, down. Ooft, hop in. Or oft? I think my oft, or okay. That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regain control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. Surely you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. Bro, I don't think that's correct. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to Sprinkles, he's holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Drenadia, naturally this appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do I want to sample? Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles, an example of his own culinary talents. Perhaps you reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. Oh no, I never even got to taste it. Is this the end? You fade into darkness, but something is there. The spork monster. Porco? What are you doing here? Not your time, my friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten. You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. I get a second choice. I like that. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way. So naturally, you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. Pepper. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. Um, my friend. Ooh, this guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh, you must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is. I was saying to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is. Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through to fulfill the prophecy. you must. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, jeez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Man, I failed that big time. I don't think I was supposed to. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via time competitive cook-off. Wait, what? Wait, what's going on? The level of theatrics with these two was off the charts. Demand that they stop wasting everyone's time, step up and tell them you're on. Sure. We can't say no to a competition. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool. Fool? Good one. Von. I like your gumption, Giannadia. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. He breathed a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer. Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready?" That's what I'm talking about. Aroo! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one. And you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. The timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. Wait, what? That's wrong. What were you thinking? Wait, I didn't even read the question. Whoops. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs? Oh, he said 11. That's right. You might know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. Always stay in mind that offers the most flavor. That's right. You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is slimly stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, uh, your father told you never to forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? That's right. This is your shot, and you're not going to miss it. Aroo! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? That's wrong. Don't make me get that spray bottle. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Drenadia. He's actually cheering you on? Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you are doing. Now, all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy? Or you think you get your mind back into the competition? Grrr. You're stranded on a desert island with only one desert cookie. Which do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Sarah. What does that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Woof! Woof! You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your big biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yeeks! I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing a personal touch. Brr. You might not have any hands, but Nadia does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Nadia, no, you're not fast enough. And your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use a hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shake his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much more difficult. Everyone stops what you're doing now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, it's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two. On account of Drenadia's injury, you see Springles began to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to the dessert. Under the white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Nadia to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you don't mind letting me your strong and steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Whoa, what the heck? Inside you'll find fried cheese croquettes atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, Tinder nugget, and pearls of blueberry jelly. Bro, that looks delicious. What the heck? Colonel Sanders seemed intrigued, but perhaps not impressed, as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you, hee hee. As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Internalize. Yep. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrow to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Oh no, I butchered that heavy. Oh no. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. Is he really crying? Okay. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an uh, obstetric, obstetric, ah, obstetrician, obstetrician. I think that's how you say it. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie, my well-kept beard, and assume that I've got it all together. Which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I'll create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as their moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's this pork monster? Porco? It's his eye. I know I said I wouldn't be back. And after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you, and I apologize. I know what it's like to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Huh. Thanks, Porco. I'm glad that there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong, and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you see. I don't believe it. You were a human once? Well, no. I was a golden retriever. but I was still a student. Until one day, some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook. Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent or from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Trinadia, together, I'm sure we can defeat them. Oh, Trinadia, together, I'm sure. Okay. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like. But it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy, perhaps, or both, perhaps. Now you've got you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret, just for you? We're gonna reveal it, because why not? You decide that you're as ready as you ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Ooh, coleslaw, yummy. The cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent. Together, you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now will be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about Colonel. Okay. We're gonna do the chicken, or the rooster, I guess. Oh, this is a chicken. Huh. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic. It's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Oh, interesting. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? And it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 11, 11, 11, the safe opens inside it. You find a single note. Hmm. Can chicken is wait. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Oh, adorable. Little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be Colonel Sanders himself. Bro, he has a goatee when he was a kid? What? That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? I'm starting to lag. I'm changing to performance or what was it? Speed mode. Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Oh. Oh, that door just opened. You take a closer look at the large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says here, lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures. Poor guy. Oh, he's in Egypt. The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. One of the framed photos show an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders, standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheering. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Oh. A lock of silver hair is woven from the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silver in color. It's actually made of spun silver. Huh, interesting. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student... And the ghost is swept out with a breeze. We were like, no, bye-bye. Oh, you open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. You don't usually loan those out, I must say. It does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket! You forgot to take it off. That now is the moment to make a big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell the truth. I'm gonna fess. Oh, I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Dreadnoughtia? I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. Talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence? What's going on now? Huh? What? But wait, Colonel Sanders isn't in this dream. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. Oh, that looks delicious, bro. I'm hungry. And I was hungry before I started this stream. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence. Such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. And the right business partner. I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly, overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings. You're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there, waiting for you. And I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream here. It seems like a great spot to end. It's not like a full 2 hours though. I don't know how to save. Oh wow. Okay. So they save for like this type of stuff. Okay. So wow, we're actually almost done? Should I just finish it off? I was gonna end my stream here, but if it's like if it's almost done, I might as well just finish it. Yeah, I'm debating. You know what? Yeah, since we're so close to the end, I'll finish it off. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it. I couldn't find you. Got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay. I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you would not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him he'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends. But things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's typical first dates? To go on with a talking pressure cooker? Oh, so that robot Clank is a pressure cooker? Oh, okay. And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house. where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with her bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Hehe. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly drip too. Why do you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders ride to school. But who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You got some nerve, Gennady, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Never! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Gennady, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Are you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. There's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Gennady. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as you walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine foods. See you inside, Gennady, annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is. You walk across the quad to get some distance, in an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley. You take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Oh, that's the book. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings, cast only in case of an extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I can use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it will probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way too drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine. It is drastic. But perhaps time's call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. We're not gonna do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose crunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Pringles. Wait to see what happens. Yeah. Sprinkles, stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkle turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never come back here. Terrence! I will destroy you! Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here, ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to its professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Dreadnoughtia, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by words and chirps coming from the back of the room. I told you to save after class. You think I want to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appears to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whirr! No, you had to show off your cool friends Jeff and Joanne, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descended. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzzzt, bzzzt. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep, whir, and take Jeff and Joanne with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain, or off a cliff, for all I care. Sad beep. Blank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his pedals, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Zzz. Oh god, did he just malfunction? No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing going down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Huh? That was unfortunate. But you mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenging exam! Woo! I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. Before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several drops of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa's delicious treasure. So you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feelings all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clink or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. To really review my menu for today, I'm going to make a very special soup. I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. Why, you're pep talking, Miriam. You completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to prepare a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge and a test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. How far am I? Yep, we're almost there. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed man, and its evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you began to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Nadia's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Nadia, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. Pot pie has begun to break, and smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry. But the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. But that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Okay, yeah. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's is that far? I'm confused that's far. That's an oddly specific distance, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning in a second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I can eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to start. Sprinkles lay down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Bonbon and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at the full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone's calling out really cool special cooking moves to prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it alleviates through the air. Hey, whoosh! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Plaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Okay. It's getting weirder and weirder. I mean, this entire thing is so weird. I have no idea if actual KFC actually published this or not. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Okay, even Clink gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clink learn to speak English? It's a singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clink and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to use her not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No. Why should we go the easy way when we can go the hard way? That's right. We're gonna do the hard way. No magic. Yeah. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders, see that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and it gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Dreadnoughtia. Miriam notices too, and I've always believed in you, Dreadnoughtia, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. He turned to notice that Miriam's at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food. Should cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Huh, that's sweet, bud. Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, neither of you know that Colonel Sanders made that first ingredient up to throw you off the trail of his secret recipe. Whoa, really? Wow, I can't believe he did that. The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backward. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spork monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. We have a chicken here. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spork monster, notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath their cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef. Actually, you know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel the Spork monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woken up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep within yourself. Give up and drop out of culinary school. No way. Well, we're this far away. We're not gonna give up. Definitely not. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for, yes, Dreadnoughtia, you are the chosen one, you will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. What the heck? What is going on now? You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you are powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and cannot be served. Don't worry, dear Dragonia. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with the fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you've earned his support. You've been watching today. I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. Steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed is to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to be there. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What? Guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds his delicate tail to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combination can have surprising effects that surpasses their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's a moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen, you hear a pure innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hee 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 hee, I'm flying. It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Bon Bon have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. Hello, zombie. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm actually almost finished. So once this thing ends, I'm ended. I don't know how long though. Probably in a few minutes though. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. The kids and their pranks. I must say it's not the worst prank in UCS history, but it's not exactly your book material. Huh, thank you for the hydrate. Wait a second. Pranks? Pranks? Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait till you hear a signature word. Beep. Weather? Wait, what the freak is that word? Okay, I'm just gonna skip it. But there's none. Somehow he got must have gotten unplugged. Bro, I cannot English that. What? I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please, collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. It's only been 3 days though. I don't know how that can be a semester, but maybe that's just me. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come. Shouldn't that be has? There's no H in that word. Okay, for me to eat. Oh, of course, you're a dog. I'm not surprised anymore. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I made tender udon noodles and savory soup. Bro, that looks delicious. But it's so freaking tiny. Oh my god. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Naruto maki? I spy a float in its itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electronic toothbrush for dog. Fine. I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in the flesh, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Trinity, for helping me to believe in myself. Von, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hone urchin shell, topped with caviar. Bro, that looks delicious, but I don't trust anything you make. Because last time you made something, you poisoned someone, and that person dead. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from my second? Different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof! Woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr! Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongues first. But he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch! My tongue! The professor appears to have an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat that. It kept poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Von does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't discount then plenty. I cannot talk like that. This isn't the last time you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight and a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue. Meringue? I know that's supposed to be. I don't think I'm saying it right. And connected by sugar glass. That looks delicious though, bro. That looks really good. That actually doesn't sound too bad. I just wish I could actually speak that one word. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it anyway. It's a very fragile, meant to be a display piece. What? Bro, you're in a cooking contest. They have to taste the food. What? Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Nadia. I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. Oh dang! I think she got you there, Prince Sprinkles. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. The food cannot be eaten. It cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know how high-end cuisine if it could you. And with that, oh my God, she has a knife out. Oh no, that's not dangerous. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best. But this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Last you heard of me. Either, however you say that. This class gets much smaller. I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. You, chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. Somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away my 49 dog years of life. I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. Bro, that's not how it works. What? That's not how it works. But it's just, oh my god, that's not how cooking competition works. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even the Von and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year, in quotes, because it's only been 3 days, is complete, and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get the groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Ow. Oh my god. I don't know why I just did that. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Von and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaw. I don't... Really? They actually have to make a law to have no ghosts allowed? Really? Okay, cool. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Okay, he's really that desperate. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it is the Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. Students tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. He's like one of those like one of those background characters you just don't care about at all. Like you don't care at all to have that person. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found a love in her cooking. And you know, she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. What the heck? Oh my god. So he didn't even need to. Oh wow. Well, I guess this is what happens when you have connections, or your father is basically the boss. Oh, now I get it. And we got a new wing on the school. Not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. What a great name. What a great name. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clink, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Well, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clink, and I'm not of this earth. I'm actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Wait, what? Really, Miriam? I'm confused. How did you know that? Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what this is to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clink. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up, and Clink disappears through it. Finally! Oh, why the heck are there petals? Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. Oh, I didn't get to be the famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man, but not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. Wait, what? Okay. The end? Question mark? Wait, why is it question mark on the end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Dranadio, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Just to name a few. Surely is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend together with you, Nadia. Wait, what? 100? Bro, that's insane. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I just need to do by myself. Oh no. Oh no. But who will help you run your restaurant? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I can enroll at pastry school? Oh my dear Dranadia, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Is it actually the end? It's actually the end. Wait, what? It's actually the end? Damn, that was loud. Wait, that's it? That was the end? Okay, cool.